One bad move, careless choice, or viral moment can completely change the story and turn a star into a warning tale overnight. That's exactly what happened to Young Thug. He went from being a huge star on the charts to being in court fighting for his life after one decision put him in the middle of the YSL trial. Ja Rule used to be a platinum superstar, but after one bad event, he became the laughingstock of a whole generation. And after one rant on stage, DaBaby, one of the hottest rappers, was almost immediately kicked off the scene. There's no luck involved in these moments. These mistakes show how fragile fame really is. Today, we are exploring the mistakes that ruin the careers of these stars in just seconds.
Told them that. Gunna, but it was going over their head. It was going over their head because why? This ain't street. This ain't who they pretend to be. I said, leave Gunna alone. Gunna didn't do nothing wrong. Go look at Thug's interview. They said, why you didn't sign Lil Baby? Thug said, because I didn't want to pull Lil Baby in my... Hey, Lil Baby.
Young Thug wasn't just another Atlanta rapper. He was the next big thing. A whole generation was inspired by Thug's crazy style, one-of-a-kind sound, and ability to blur the lines between rap and melody. But one mistake turned his whole world upside down. Thug was caught in 2022 as part of the huge YSL RICO trial. He was accused of running his record label like a criminal enterprise. When video from courtrooms showed Thug quietly admitting that yes, YSL was in fact a gang, the internet went crazy. Fans only had to see that clip once to call him a rat, which is the most dangerous word in hip-hop. When it comes to rap, loyalty is key. Your image is your money. Anyone on the street or among your peeps who thinks you've broken that code will no longer have your back. Thug's fans split in two. His reputation took a hit, and even some of his closest friends started to pull away. What's the punchline? The streets that helped him get where he is now are bringing him down. Even though this is a shocking fall, it's not the first time that one moment has destroyed a celebrity. As the next story takes us from courts to an embarrassing festival mistake that turned a star into a fool.
So whatever way you want to look at, the positives, being it drove attention. The downside, obviously, being more of like on an operational and organizational sense.
Yeah.
The business side, the festival actually didn't come to fruition. So
Right.
what were the key learning lessons specifically around working with influencers?
Billy wanting to give Kendall $250,000 for a tweet. And I'm like, Billy, that's just ridiculous. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Why would you know?
Ja Rule used to be the biggest star in the world, with hits like Always on Time and Mesmerize with Ashanti. He was a golden superstar who sold millions of records and ruled the airwaves in the early 2000s. But just as quickly as he rose to fame, one decision left a permanent stain on his legacy. And that decision was Fyre Festival. Fyre was advertised as the most luxurious music event ever, with private houses, 5-star food, and a once-in-a-lifetime trip to an island. But when the fans got there, they found disaster. FEMA tents instead of homes, cheese sandwiches instead of gourmet meals, and chaos instead of paradise. Pics of the fake event went all over social media, and within hours, Ja Rule's name was linked to the scam. Even though he didn't go to jail, he had to deal with memes, complaints, and being made fun of. Ja Rule stopped being known as a hitmaker for a whole generation and became the face of one of the biggest scams in music history. The sad truth, if he hadn't been involved with the Fyre Festival, people might remember him differently. Ja Rule became famous for breaking promises, while another rapper was banned from the industry overnight due to something he said live on stage.
I say, if you don't got A's, put a cell phone light up. I say, if you ain't sucked in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up so I could drop my next song.
He then attempted to justify his comments, saying his fans aren't like that.
Because even my gay fans don't got AIDS. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans, they take care of themselves. They ain't going for that. They ain't no nasty gay.
At first, it looked like DaBaby couldn't be stopped. From Suge to Rockstar, he kept putting out hits, getting more plays, and taking over Billboard. He was one of the hottest rappers living because of how energetic he was on stage and how smooth his flows were. But one night at Rolling Loud Miami in July 2021 changed everything. DaBaby went on a rant in front of thousands of fans and cameras live around the world. He said offensive and homophobic things. Videos of the explosion went viral in just a few hours. It was meant to be another successful festival appearance, but it turned out to be the worst mistake of his career. The response was quick and harsh. His songs were taken off the radio, festivals dropped him from their schedules, and brands quietly cut ties with him. Almost overnight, the music industry that used to support him turned its back on him. Even though DaBaby said it was free speech, the damage had already been done and could not be fixed. The chart stopped moving songs that used to do really well. Ads stopped coming in, and the rapper who used to be the main attraction at festivals had to fight just to keep his name in the public eye. $13 million and a spot at the top of the rap world were lost because of one rant and one moment on the mic. However, DaBaby isn't the first artist whose career took a hit after one bad night. Years ago, one violent incident involving Chris Brown and Rihanna not only cost a lot of money, but it also destroyed their image in a way that they may never get back.
She grabs my nuts, and when she do that, I bite her arm, I think, as I'm driving, because I'm still trying to drive. And it's just like a petty, like, stupid fight.
Brown was found guilty of felony assault.
I remember she tried to kick me. It's like just her just being upset. But then I really hit her, like I with a closed fist, like I punched her, you know, and it busted her lip. And when I saw it, I was in shock. I was like, why the hell did I hit her? Like, so from there, she just spit in my face, like spit the blood in my face.
He was the love of my life. He was the first love, and I see that he loved me the same way.
Chris Brown could not be stopped in the late 2000s. Many people thought he would become a hero like Michael Jackson because of how well he danced, how charismatic he was, and how many hits he had. In 2009, though, everything fell apart overnight. When the world learned that Chris had beaten Rihanna, they were shocked. When pictures of her injuries were made public, people quickly stopped feeling sympathy for Chris. He was no longer the good guy. He was the bad guy. The endorsement deals with Got Milk and Wrigley's Gum were taken down. His music was taken off the air by radio stations, and award shows wouldn't let him appear. There was no doubt about it. Chris's next record lost almost 80% of its sales, showing how quickly one mistake can ruin even the best career. Even though he keeps putting out songs and still has a lot of fans, his reputation never fully recovered. A lot of people will never forget that one night. Despite the severity of the scandal, Chris Brown had a chance to start over. The next artist on this list did something so bad that it not only hurt his image, but it also put him in jail for 10 years.
Attorneys, they were hoping for probation and asked that he be released from jail to enter a residential substance abuse program. The prosecution was standing firm on 13 years with additional enhancements, and there's been a lot of back and forth inside this courtroom over the last 2 days, and it's all come to a head with this 10-year sentence.
There seemed to be no stopping Tory Lanez rise. With hits like Say It and Love, he became known as one of the most talented rappers of his time, able to mix rap and R&B effortlessly. By 2020, he was hosting festivals and becoming a worldwide star. Things changed one night, though. In the summer of that year, Megan Thee Stallion said Tory shot her in the foot after a fight. The music industry was shocked by this story. The case stayed in the news for years, splitting fans and artists alike. Even though Tory said he wasn't guilty, the decision was clear when the trial ended in late 2022. He was guilty on all counts. He was given a 10-year jail sentence in 2023. The effects were terrible. His music was put on a blacklist. His image was ruined, and he was threatened with being sent back to his home country. He went from performing at festivals to being locked up in less than 3 years. The sad story of Tory Lanez's fall from fame shows how quickly it can go away. But he wasn't the first rapper to lose everything because of one choice, and he won't be the last. These stories show just how fragile fame really is. One mistake, one post, one moment, and the career you spent years building can disappear in seconds. From Young Thug's courtroom battles to Ja Rule's festival disaster. From DaBaby's viral rant to Chris Brown's shocking fall. And Tory Lanez's prison sentence? The truth is clear. No one in rap is untouchable. So the real question is, who's next? Which superstar is just one decision away from losing it all? In a genre where perception is everything and the culture can turn on you overnight, no career is ever truly safe. If you thought these stories were crazy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Check out our previous video, When Famous Rappers Don't Get Recognized in Public.